to the longest and most successful road trip of the year. Tonight, the Minnesota Twins open up their longest homestand of the year, hoping to make it a successful one and hoping in the process to keep the climb upward in the American League Central going. They took 5 games off the deficit over the last week, and they're taking on a very good Texas Ranger ball club, the top team in a very balanced division. And we're here at Target Field. Finally, Dick Bramer and Bert Blyleven with you for the opening game of a nice week-and-a-half long homestand. And that's going to be the story for the Twins for the next month or so, the number of games they have at home.
Well, one thing that the Twins have always been able to do, I mean, at the Metrodome and then even last year, they've been able to win at home. Well, 31 of the next 41 ball games are here at home, and the record so far, not so good. But you know what? Look what they did last year, 53-28. Good time to turn it around on this very nice homestand.
And it was a very successful road trip, largely because the Twins got some production from players who weren't counted on at the very beginning of the year, like Ben Revere.
Well, Ben Revere's really brought in a lot of electricity with him from Rochester. And currently on an 11-game hitting streak over his last 7 ball games. You see what he can do. Get on base. Hey, drive in some runs. He drove in the winning run yesterday in the 10th inning in Cleveland. A contact-type hitter. He says if he hits a fly ball, they're going to cut his fingers off. So let's hope he keeps the ball on the ground.
Yeah, we better hope that. The Twins and the Texas Rangers. The Rangers have never won a ball game in this ballpark yet. We'll get an update on the Twins' injury situation when we come back. Brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Sports North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
Welcome back to Target Field. Twins and the Rangers coming up in a couple of minutes. First, an update on some of the Twins players that are working their way back to the lineup. We'll start with Denard Span. He was a late arriver this afternoon to the ballpark, still dealing with some issues from that whiplash situation. He's got some dizziness and some headaches. He'll be evaluated during the game tonight. If things go well, he'll be put through some baseball drills this weekend. More good news from Florida. Tsuyoshi Nishioka and Joe Mauer both playing tonight for the Miracle in Fort Myers. In fact, for the first time, Joe Mauer catching in back-to-back games. As we mentioned in our last segment, Twins with 31 of their next 41 at home. We asked the skipper if that combination with players coming back can lead to the Twins getting back in the race in the American League Central.
Well, everything's, as we said way back, everything's important when you got yourself in a hole like we have. Yeah, can't afford to split. So you got to win series, and you got to. We've told ourselves to go game by game instead of looking at the overall picture. Just go game by game. You can't try to look at the numbers. They don't mesh. They don't match. The task becomes too big when you start looking at all the daunting numbers they throw out there. So we just have to go game by game and win game by game and go from there. That's all we can do.
The red-hot Nick Blackburn takes to the hill. Last time out, he left with some back issues after 5. How straight and strong will he be? Twins baseball coming up next.
Their last 7 games on the road, while proving to everyone there is no quit in this team. Now with a 10-game homestand, Minnesota looks to claw its way back into the Central Division race. They'll have to slow down one of the most explosive lineups in the American League as Josh Hamilton and the Texas Rangers start a 4-game series right here on Fox Sports North. And right here in downtown Minneapolis, isn't it wonderful to be home? Ben Revere taking the field. He'll man center field for the Twins as they open up their longest homestand of the year against a team that, for whatever reason, could not win here last year. The Rangers, obviously, a very good team, the American League champs, but they went 0-6 here.
And the Twins went 7-3 against the Rangers in their 10 meetings last year.
The Menards batting order for the Rangers: Elvis Andrus leading off, David Murphy, Josh Hamilton, Michael Young, Adrian Beltre, Nelson Cruz, Mitch Moreland, Yorvit Torrealba, and then Andy Chavez.
And it'll be Nick Blackburn on the mound tonight, making his 13th start, looking for his 6th win of the year. And what Nick Blackburn needs to do is see how his back reacts. He came out of his last start in Kansas City with a sore back after 5 innings. He got the win in that ball game, and continue what he's been doing. Work both sides of the plate. Go back and forth. Inside, outside, up and down. And we'll see if Blackburn can do that here tonight.
Andrus, the leadoff man for the Rangers. Obviously, Twins, people in the Twins dugout will be looking closely at Blackburn. Fans at home will be watching what should they be looking for to see whether his back is giving him any trouble at all?
Well, just his reaction. I talked to him a couple days ago when he had his side piece, and he said he felt great. He said he got over the ball very nicely, and a nice line drive catch right there by Michael Kadire. He just said that, I felt good. If anything, it's going to help me because it makes me stay back a little bit more over that pitching rubber.
Quick first out here, the Twins out of the field, and Delman Young is in left. Ben Revere's in center, Michael Kadire in right. And infield, Valencia, Casilla, Tolbert, and Hughes with Rene Rivera behind the plate.
I heard his back wasn't going to go back up a base. He just felt he tweaked something back there and ended up coming out of the ball game. But he said his side piece went well, and hopefully he's A-OK for tonight.
David Murphy, the hitter, 1 strike and a foul. The reason I ask is, from where I sit, Blackburn seems to have kind of a stiff delivery anyway, if that makes any sense. So it's going to be hard for the untrained eyes that I have to see whether anything's going to be bothering him tonight or not.
Well, he's a guy that really doesn't, say, drive toward home plate. He comes to that balance point, and then his stride is a lot shorter than the normal right-hander stride. Comes up and then plants that foot down so he can create that good downward plane. That's why he gets a lot of ground ball outs, because of that plane that he can generate. He doesn't drive to where the ball is flat. It creates that good little bit of downward action.
Missing inside, 3-2 now to Murphy.
This is a very good hitting Texas Ranger ball club. They've scored a lot of runs. They hit a lot of home runs. They're hitting .265 as a ball club. Only the Boston Red Sox are hitting better.
Right back to Blackburn. 2 down.
And do that right there. I mean, just change speeds. Fastball count looked like he pulled the string. Murphy a little out front. Hit right back to Blackburn.
Always good to see Josh Hamilton come to the plate with the bases empty. Hamilton, surprisingly, with just 3 home runs, he spent some time on the disabled list. His team doesn't have the fondest of memories of this ballpark. We talked about that. Hamilton actually got hurt here at Target Field last year, running into the fence in center.
Well, he's on a disabled list from April 13th to May 23rd.
Another pitch down and in, an off-speed pitch, 2-0. For a while, the Rangers were without Hamilton and Nelson Cruz, and as good as their lineup is, they lost an average of 2 runs per game. High and very deep to center field. And Hamilton's just hit his 4th home run of the year, putting it into the upper deck. That's why it's nice to see him come up with the bases empty.
Oh, Hamilton last year not only hit for power, he also won the American League batting title, hitting at .359. Hit 32 home runs last year. And boy, did he get a pitch to handle right here. Watch Hamilton. Wow. That ball is crushed right there. Hamilton hitting his 4th home run, and the Rangers take a 1-0 lead. For the Rangers, that's their 74th home run of the year. Compare that to the Twins. Twins have hit only 35.
Here's Michael Young hitting cleanup for the Rangers, and he takes strike 1. Young has moved around in his Texas career from second to short to third to first and DH. And now he's back to, I guess, where it all started at second base. Ian Kinsler is taking advantage of the new paternity leave that Major League Baseball has. And so he's missing this game, expects to be back here tomorrow.
Yeah, his wife had their 2nd child just the other day, and he hopes to be back playing. Ron Washington said on Saturday.
1-2 to Michael Young. And a called 3rd strike. So Blackburn hangs one to a guy you shouldn't hang one to. He paid the price. It's 1-0. Against Nick Blackburn, and it's 1-0. Twins lineup brought to you by Menards has Ben Revere on top, then Alexi Casilla, Michael Kadire, Justin Morneau, Delman Young, Danny Valencia, Luke Hughes, Rene Rivera, and Matt Tolbert.
That'll be Derek Holland on the mound, making his 13th start, 5-1 on the year. Holland, a hard-throwing left-hander. Coming off his second career shutout, he shut out the Cleveland Indians in Cleveland in his last start, 4-0. And making his 5th career start against the Twins. He's 1-2, 0-2 here at Target Field. Those games coming last year in 2 starts.
2-0 to Ben Revere. Casilla will follow, 3-0. When Holland made a start here in late May, in the first series Texas played here, he was all over the place, had control issues, and left early. Eventually was put on the disabled list with some shoulder problems. We're under the assumption his shoulder is feeling fine, but he's fallen behind Revere now, 3-1.
Well, Holland, just a youngster, just 24 years old, in his 3rd season with the Rangers. First time he has started the Rangers in the rotation at the beginning of the year.
Full count to Revere with Casilla on deck. And he missed. So Ben Revere draws a 6-pitch walk. Let's check out the Rangers out on the field. Brought to you by Northland Ford. Josh Hamilton now in left field. Andy Chavez in center. Nelson Cruz in right. Adrian Beltre in third. Elvis Andrus, Michael Young, Mitch Moreland, and Jorvin Torrealba behind the plate.
Yeah, Andrus has made 11 errors at short. They have 49 errors overall as a ball club. That's the most in the American League.
Casilla takes a strike. Casilla had a really good first 2 legs of the road trip and then cooled off a little bit in Cleveland. Ended up getting a bunt single late in the game yesterday and takes inside, 1-1.
Not a lot of at-bats against Holland. Casilla just 2 at-bats, able to get 1 hit. And Casilla's a right-handed hitter. Steve Little going through some signs, hitting .205. 247 overall for Alexi Casilla. 39 hits and 158 at-bats.
And Revere chased back to the bag.
Well, Revere with 4 stolen bases. He's been caught 1 time.
As exciting as this brand of baseball has been on the road, I think if the Twins can keep playing it here at home, it's really going to get this crowd energized. Down and away, 2-1.
Well, if the pitcher helps out by falling behind like this is where Ron Gardenhire can maybe put the hit and run on and things like this. This ballpark is not a home run friendly ballpark. So if you can, kind of like Tiger Stadium, you can hit the balls in the gap, get those infielders moving. That'll be exciting to watch.
See if Revere goes here. He does not. Casilla takes strike 2, so there hasn't been a Twins batter to a swing at a pitch yet.
Holland pretty quick home. He comes set, but he's got that slide step as a left-hander toward home plate, almost like John Danks with the Chicago White Sox.
All 3rd strike, and Casilla doesn't agree. So Revere walks on 6 pitches. Casilla strikes out on 5, and no one's offered at a pitch yet.
Well, the 61st strikeout, that ball sure looked like it was low right there. Torrealba kind of brought that glove up.
Twins baseball tonight brought to you in Sony High Definition.
For Holland, 61 strikeouts in 75 innings pitched. See, he's still shaking his head.
That ball gets away, and Revere will scamper to second. So Holland throws to first, and Moreland just muffed it.
Yeah, that should be an error on Moreland right there. It'll be his 3rd of the year. Looked like a hit off the tip of his glove, and then deflected behind him. Yeah, right there off the tip of the glove. And Moreland will be credited with the error. I wonder if you ever want to be credited with an error.
I guess you'd be debited with an error.
Really. But anyway, Rivera's at second base in scoring position for Kadire.
Well, Speed pitch floats over the outside corner. 1 strike to Kadire. 31 of the next 41 for the Twins at home, and they need to start winning ball games here. 1-1.
Well, like Ron Gardenhire said, you can't look ahead. You have to take one game at a time. They've put themselves where they are right now, at 23 and 38. So they have to win, hopefully win series. That's what Ron Gardenhire would like to see.
Wow. 14 pitches thrown, and a Twins batter hasn't swung at one of them yet. One and 2 to Kadire. And another take. Ball 2.
Kadire 2 for 8 lifetime against Holland with an RBI. I'd like to pick up another one here.
Two and 2 to Kadire. And he takes a called 3rd strike. 16 pitches, and all 16 have been taken. And that'll leave it up to Morneau.
Fastball inside.
You're right, it was inside. But we saw Michael Young called out in the top of this inning.
Well, again, if you hit that glove, the umpire's going to give you an inch or two. That ball looked like on the Fox track that it got a part of the plate. That's all you have to do.
I've never seen, the Twins are an aggressive hitting team. They like to swing the bat. 17 pitches, and it's like, Moreland or Torrealba's caught all 17 of them. A half swing, a called strike. That's 1-1.
Holland with a good fastball. We've already seen a 94, 95 on our fastball. Sweeping breaking ball, the first pitch that he threw to Justin. A pretty good changeup.
Taken. Clearly, this is part of the scouting report for Holland. The Twins waiting him out and trying to wear him out, perhaps. This will be his 20th pitch this inning. Finally a swing, and it's spun back over the net.
Yeah, I thought the Twins were going to go the whole game without swinging.
Morneau with a big RBI double, a 2-out double. And the Twins win in Cleveland yesterday afternoon. Two and 2. Oh my, that was a close pitch taken for ball 3. Up the plate in half, must have been low. So full count to Morneau with Delman Young on deck. And a half swing gets him. So the Twins take a leadoff walk. Revere gets as far as second, and Holland strikes out the side. by Pentair. A Josh Hamilton home run, the only run of the game so far. We go to the second inning. And Adrian Beltre will stand in against Nick Blackburn.
Yeah, Beltre in his first season having a very powerful type year.
Popped up right field. Kadire comes in a couple of steps. One quick out. Roy Smalley, field level. Your impressions of Nick Blackburn so far?
Well, Dick and Bert, pitching's not that easy, is it? You can't throw the ball where you want to every time. Hit behind a guy like Josh Hamilton with that power and throw one middle. You can't believe what that ball looked like and sounded like from down here on the
Looked
field.
like one of your golf swings, right?
I wish it were. But I'll tell you what, that ball was an absolute bomb. But, you know, Bert, we've been talking about what Nick has to do to be successful, and there's a good example of it. Mix it up, throw some breaking balls in fastball counts, but pitch inside to open up the outside part of the plate, stay out of the way from the middle.
And a rocket into right field for Cruz. Kadire retrieves and spins and fires. It's a little defensive play by Kadire holding Cruz to a single. That ball hit very, very hard.
Well, Roy, one thing about this Texas Ranger ball club, and I mentioned it this morning on the conference call, they like to extend their arms. Look at Cruz right there. That ball away, he'll just go with it. But these guys, you have to pitch inside. They like to extend their arms because they have a lot of power.
You're right, Bert. You really do have to pitch inside to good hitters, because what that does is it makes them want to be in a hurry. You have to hit the ball way out in front of you to hit the ball hard on an inside pitch, and you have to impress them that they're going to have to be quick and get the bat head out in front to extend their arms 3 or 4 feet farther than you do when it's back over the plate. Because if they don't think they have to be in a hurry, if they're waiting a long time, they're going to eat up all kinds of pitches.
Mitch Moreland, the hitter.
Yeah, Mitch Moreland's been swinging a hot bat in his second season with the Rangers. Only in 47 games last year hit .255. With 9 home runs, he's already hit 8 home runs, hitting at .310 this year.
Down low, ball 1.
Not only all that power, the Rangers also like to run the bases. 63 stolen bases on the year. They've been caught only 16 times. Cruz at first base, 3 for 4 in stolen base attempts. He's one of those guys you don't pay attention. He'll take that walking lead, and then there he goes towards second.
Missing the inside corner. 2-0 now to Moreland. There's former Twin Ron Washington.
Washington in his 5th season as the manager of the Rangers.
That's on the outside corner. The Rangers today have a new hitting coach. Thad Bosley was fired yesterday. Scott Coolbaugh is their new hitting coach.
Oakland got a new manager.
Yeah. Bob Guerin fired today. Just off the plate, 3-1.
There's Coolbaugh, the new hitting coach here in Texas. Played for Texas for a couple years, infielder.
3-1 to Mitch Moreland. Blackburn likes to get ground ball outs. Maybe you can get 2 on 1 pitch. With Cruz taking off, the pitch lifted foul. The Oakland situation came up with Bob Guerin being fired, Bob Melvin replacing him on an interim basis, and I couldn't help but think of Ron Washington, who was a longtime coach in Oakland. And when they hired Ken Maka a few years ago and passed over Ron Washington, Wash wanted more than anything else to be a major league manager, and he just felt he wasn't going to get that opportunity with Oakland.
I think he's in a better place here.
I think he'd tell you that too.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if Cruz takes off again. He did 3-1.
Takes off again. Strikeout. Rivera's throw. And Casilla with the catch and the tag.
Come on in, Alexi. 3 outs.
Strike him out, throw him out. Ends the second inning. Brought to you by Explore Minnesota. Visit exploreminnesota.com to plan your next Minnesota vacation today. You are looking at the Winnewissa Waterfall, Pipestone National Monument in southwestern Minnesota. Winnewissa Falls is in the Pipestone National Monument, a sacred site to American Indians for centuries. And since the 1600s, generations of Plains Indians have visited the quarries to acquire the soft red stone for fashioning ceremonial pipes. Here's Delman Young taking ball one.
Well, Derek Holland threw 22 pitches in that first inning. The Twins had a swing and a half.
Delman Young ties it with a home run.
Boy, this is a good sign right here for Delman Young. He had not really been hitting a lot of extra base hits. Just his second home run of the year and just his 7th extra base hit.
Only home run coming in Arizona about 2.5 weeks ago. A line shot into the seats. And that'll bring up Danny Valencia. Young took ball one, clobbered the second pitch from Holland. And now Valencia takes a strike.
First time the Twins put the ball in play, the ball left the ballpark.
Valencia flips one foul. Nice catch by the ball boy down there.
Hey, Roy Smalley, you talked to Joe Vavra, the hitting coach, about Delman Young.
Standing around the batting cage with Joe, watching Delman take batting practice along with his Twins teammates, and Joe was almost prophetic. He said, you know, Delman's close. We've got him doing certain things here and there. We were talking about what he was doing. He said he's getting back behind the ball better, and it's allowing him to get the big end of the bat to the ball easier. He said, I think you're going to see him start pulling the ball a little bit more with authority. And that ball was a rocket, too.
Valencia on a check swing strikes out. That'll bring up Luke Hughes.
Well, talking to Jim Thome right there, who knows something about hitting home runs.
They've determined regarding Thome, by the way, that his sore quadricep muscle is related to his back issues. So they're going to give him an epidural in the hopes that he can accelerate his recovery and get back to the lineup.
Remember earlier this year that he was on a disabled list, and they thought that you know, he had some other problems, and that also was related to his back.
They thought it was an oblique and found out instead it was related to his back issues. 2 strikes quickly to Luke Hughes.
Well, Holland fell behind, and he came with a fastball, a little part middle in, and Delman putting a good swing at that pitch and hitting a home run.
Well, Holland's not messing around. He's got 5 strikeouts already.
They got Danny Valencia to chase a breaking ball down and in. Painted a mute. The first base umpire said he went, and right here he just blows Rivera away. Excuse me, Luke Hughes.
Rivera will hope to keep from being blown away here. Put a ball in play, perhaps. Rivera's average creeping up. Check swing foul. Encouraging news regarding Joe Mauer, who's down in Florida. Joe caught last night, and the plan was for him to be the designated hitter tonight. And instead, he said he wanted to catch tonight, catch back-to-back games. And Ron Gardenhire has been point blank in saying he doesn't want to see Joe Mauer until he's convinced Joe can catch 3-4 games in a row. So Joe tonight is expected to catch 2 in a row. Up and away 2-1. And it's a step forward in his return to the Twins lineup. How many steps between now and then remain to be seen. Chopper. And Beltre, Gold Glove winning third baseman, makes it look easy. Rivera retired. Young starts the inning with a home run. And we're tied at 1. Coming up on Saturday, the 2011 Twins Hall of Fame induction ceremony presented by Fisher Nuts will happen prior to the 3:10 game with the Rangers. 1970 Cy Young Award winner Jim Perry is already in town for the honor, and he will be inducted into the Hall of Fame in a pregame ceremony. The first 5,000 fans will get the Twins Hall of Fame pin courtesy of Fisher Nuts, and tickets are available at twinsbaseball.com. Delman Young's home run has tied it. Now Nick Blackburn pitching to Yorvit Torrealba. Rangers announced the other day that Ranger pitcher, former Ranger pitcher, and briefly Twins pitcher Kenny Rogers is going into their Hall of Fame.
Right. Kenny Rogers with him 3 different stints.
Yeah. Much deserved honor. Rogers had one pretty good year here with the Twins. Of course, went on to success with the Tigers later. 1-1 to Torrealba. That's a fair ball. Torrealba had a terrible May. It's an extra base hit here to start his night's work. A leadoff double in the 3rd.
Well, his 10th double of the year, Torrealba in his first season with the Rangers, coming over from the Padres. On a fastball middle in and turned on it. Danny Valencia playing a little bit off that line, but the ball hit sharply down the line. Torrealba signing as a free agent, a 2-year contract with the Rangers.
Here's Endy Chavez, who is taken over in center field, at least for the time being, because of those numbers.
Yeah, Chavez missed all of last year because of right knee surgery. Julio Borbon, their normal center fielder, he went on to disable this. Chavez was having a pretty good year down in AAA. Got the call up. And does his job right there, and that's bunt Torrealba over to 3rd base.
Luke Hughes took a step toward the bunt and then went back to the bag, and Blackburn fired a P over there, 1 away.
Well, your goal here, and Chavez trying to also get a base hit, but Blackburn, quick release over to Hughes for the first out.
Twins will bring the infield in here for Elvis Andrus. Andrus hit a liner to Cuddyer his first time up. Andrus improving across the board offensively. You mentioned the high number of errors. There's some concern about that. Well, one of the areas he's improved is he's become a more dangerous hitter, a higher slugging percentage. He only had 18 extra base hits last year, and he's already got a dozen of them this year. 1-0. And now a strike.
You know, I remember talking to Ron Washington 4 or 5 years ago when he first became manager of the Texas Rangers. They were a ball club that all they wanted to do was almost what Toronto does, lock and load. And Ron Washington, his goal was to get these guys to play as a team. And I think we saw them last year, you know, go to the World Series. Even though they lost, they played well as a team. What brought that up is Chavez right there, you know, sacrificing the runner from 2nd to 3rd. The little things you have to do. Yes, the Josh Hamiltons and the Nelson Cruzes can hit the ball out of the ballpark, but that man wants to see the whole team do the little things to create runs.
And one of the reasons he's in a much better situation with Texas than he would have been if he'd have been hired in Oakland is he's got an organization that a couple of times has really had his back. Infamous circumstances last year when Washington failed the drug test and the Rangers stuck with him. But beyond that, in that period of time you were talking about, shortly after he took the manager's job, and there were some players that didn't buy into Washington's method and his style of play that he felt was necessary.
And some of those players aren't here anymore.
That's right, and they're high-profile players. They're players making an awful lot of money elsewhere. And the Rangers stuck by their man, Ron Washington. And that's why a lot of people in baseball, I think, were very happy to see the Rangers get to the World Series last year.
Well, he's got a very good coaching staff, too. Right to the left of Ron Washington, Jackie Moore. He's been in baseball a long, long time.
2-2 to Andrus. Blackburn tried to hit that outside corner, but he missed.
There's Jackie Moore. He was a coach when I was back in Texas with it in 1975-76. Been around on the game a long, long time.
Full count to Andrus, and he strikes him out. Blackburn not known for his strikeouts, and Andrus looking down at the batter's box like he might have lost his balance or slipped in the box.
Well, the previous pitch was outer half of the plate. Now they go in and see the movement of that pitch right there. And Andrus just trying to make contact, but he ended up swinging over the top of it. So a big strikeout for Blackburn, his third of the ball game.
And now David Murphy, the designated hitter, hit a comebacker to the mound his first time up. Blackburn misses low. Speaking of Jackie Moore, he was a manager of the Oakland A's a long time ago, back in the mid-'80s. Changeup floats over. 1-1.
Well, Murphy in his 5th season with the Rangers, good hitter, career .282 hitter coming into this year.
Foul back. Blackburn trying to sidestep the leadoff double. And Strand Torrealba at third.
Well, last year to this year, you can see opponents' batting average a lot better this year. Runners in scoring position, outstanding job for Blackburn, and that's why his ERA is so low at 3.57.
Fly ball to left, and Young drifting to the corner ends the inning. So the Rangers get a leadoff double, can't turn that runner around into a run. It's still 1-1. Out, has been on the disabled list for quite some time now. It looks like Jabba Chamberlain's going to have the big elbow surgery. And Tolbert leading off the Twins third, taking ball one. One apiece, couple of home runs. And Tolbert, Revere, and Casilla will try to get on base against Holland. That's pulled. Oh, Beltre with a great catch. And the Rangers really wanted to improve their defense at third base, and they went out and got the guy who's the best at it in the business.
Yeah, 2-time Rawling Gold Glove winner, Beltre. Nice catch right there. Tolbert continues to hit the ball sharply. Beltre right there to make the catch.
That'll bring up Revere, who walked, went to second on a error charge to Moreland at first base. And a strike.
Not the best swing.
1-1. Revere gets up, smiling, of course. here has gone on strikes. 2 down.
Strikeout number 6 for Derek Holland in the ball game.
As part of our Fox Sports Supports charitable initiative, we're proud to wear pins during the 2011 Major League Baseball season on Fox Sports North to support Stand Up to Cancer. And it's worked to fund groundbreaking research that helps accelerate treatment to patients. If you'd like more information, visit standuptocancer.org/Fox Sports. And now Holland throws strike 1 to Casilla, who was called out on strikes in the first. 1-1. A lot of swings and misses against Derek Holland.
You know, Mike Maddox is the pitching coach here for Ron Washington and takes a lot of pride in really communicating with his pitching staff. Holland does a great job of keeping that right shoulder tucked in. And then, boom, there's that baseball.
Swinging bunt up the line. Torrealba underhands it. Safe at first. Torrealba had to pursue the ball and not trip over the bat. And Casilla, flying down the line, gets an infield hit.
Well, looks like it's right off the end of the bat comes a swinging bunt. Torrealba decides to try to shovel it over to Moreland. And then the hustle by Casilla just beat the throw.
Close play. He might have been out. Casilla at first with Kadire at the plate, called out on strikes his first time up. Breaking ball sweeps over. Strike 1. One of the things that Mike Maddox has emphasized since he took over the job was increasing the tempo of his pitchers, and we see that with Holland. He doesn't waste any time at all.
Well, you're going to have better defense behind you. You know, just you're going to get in a better rhythm yourself.
Left side, nice pickup. Beltre sets and slings it on target over to Moreland, and the inning ends. On to the fourth, tied at 1. Visit your local Lowe's to cast your MLB All-Star ballot. Enter to win a trip to the All-Star Game. Compliments of Scott's. Here are the vote leaders, with Russell Martin, a Yankee behind the plate. Mark Teixeira, a Yankee at first. Robinson Cano, a Yankee at second. Derek Jeter, a Yankee at short. Alex Rodriguez, a Yankee at third. Hamilton hits one on the ground. Tolbert over to Luke Hughes, 1-1.
A better pitch right there. You look at where he hit the home run compared to that pitch right there. That ball was right, knee high, if not underneath. So a quick first out right there, Josh Hamilton.
Yeah, and it was nice to see Hamilton come to the plate with the bases empty. And here's Michael Young. Mentioned Young's kind of moved around in his Texas career, and he pretty much said he wanted out after the Rangers signed Adrian Beltre. Figured he'd done enough moving around. Third base was it for him. And then the Rangers talked him into sticking around and being part of the team in, I guess, a super utility role. He'll be at first. He's playing at second base. He'll get some time on the left side of the infield, perhaps. They've even talked about moving him to the outfield. 1-2.
Oh, he's a veteran. 12 seasons with the Texas Rangers. Came over from the Toronto Blue Jays back in 2000, and career 300 hitter. This guy can play.
Well, to me, and I'm obviously on the periphery, he just, to me, represents the Rangers. He's played with them for so long. Maybe it used to be Rafael Palmeiro, but Palmeiro played with the Orioles, and this guy is Mr. Texas Ranger, I think, to me, and a lot of baseball fans. 2-2.
Won a batting title in the American League back in 2005. Had 5 seasons in a row that he had 200 hits or more. From 2003 to 2007. Just a steady player.
2-2. Blackburn gets the glove down and throws Young out. 2 down. Friday night's another Lifetime Fitness Friday. The Twins hosting the Rangers, and if you have a ticket to tomorrow's game, you can log on to lifetimefitness.com/twins and get a complimentary 7-day pass to Lifetime Fitness. Call 833-TWINS to check on ticket availability for upcoming Friday night games at Target Field. 2 gone in the fourth. Here's Adrian Beltre. And a fly ball to Kadire his first time up. And strike 1. Beltre's got something in his eyes, it looks like. He was blinking before and asked for time to get out of the box.
Oh, we got a second here. We got Adam and Cole up here. There are winners today in the Circle Me Burt section, and I know they want to say hello to Grandma Kay. Correct? Grandma Kate.
Way out in front of a 76-mile-per-hour pitch. We showed you Blackburn's numbers a year ago. They weren't very good, but he's a completely different pitcher now. This might have been the changeup, and Beltre was a time zone ahead of it.
That was a big slow
curveball. Oh, was it?
Okay.
Couple of shakeoffs, another one. Pulled foul. But Blackburn last year was essentially a one-pitch pitcher because he couldn't throw the super slow curveball or the slider.
Well, he had a great month of May. He was 5-0 in the month of May last year, and then that's when that elbow started barking right around this time of the year in June. Tried to finish the season, ended up getting sent down to AAA to try to work things out, came back, and he ended up having surgery at the end of the year, cleaning out some of the little fragments that were causing some problems.
Beltre spanks one up the middle for a 2-out single. I don't know if at any point in your career you could only throw one pitch if, for arm reasons, elbow, shoulder, if you can only throw one pitch. I don't care who you are. If you've only got one pitch, the results are going to be pretty ugly, aren't they?
Well, yeah, he tried to work that slider in last year, and that's where it said it bothered him the most. So basically he went fastball, changeup, an occasional curveball. But no, when your elbow's barking, not much you can do about it.
Nelson Cruz, the hitter. Cruz whistled a single into right field his first time up, and then was thrown out trying to steal.
Blackburn 4-0 over his last 7 starts, and very steady.
Off-speed pitch, a little low, ball 1.
Anderson Ron Gardenhire having a conversation.
This is about the point in the game in his last start where the back started tightening up, and there's no evidence to suggest it's giving him any trouble at all. He's able to throw all his pitches and has pitched effectively here so far. Bouncer to short, should end the inning. Casilla to Tolbert. The Rangers are done in the fourth. Best stories start here. And by AT&T. We've got a 1-1 game as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Justin Morneau takes a fastball in strike one. Morneau on a check swing was a strikeout victim his first time up. And of course, Justin's been battling, among other things, some wrist issues. So you can imagine check swings like that and the one that he struck out on in the first inning. Morneau with a quizzical look at Vic Carapazza, who's the home plate umpire. According to my chart here, is that who you've got behind the plate?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And Morneau off the end of the bat. But you can imagine the check swings would be the most painful, I would think, for a hitter if you've got a wrist problem.
Let's ask Roy Smalley. He's down there. Roy?
Check swings are tough when you swing through a pitch out in front. You know, swing and miss a curveball or something down the dirt when you're fully extended. That's tough too on wrists and forearm injuries.
Roy Holland, I mentioned last inning, does a good job of hiding that ball. It seems like he keeps that right shoulder in. I mean, where that ball just right at the last second just jumps on the hitter. Torrealba taking one right there. He's kind of running it off or walking it off.
Bert, you're absolutely right. I've been watching him from down here. He hides the ball behind that tucked in shoulder very well and kind of long arm slings it, and he comes at you all at once. He's throwing 94. His fastball is 94, and the ball jumps on the hitters pretty quickly. It looks really sneaky, and I think that's why you're seeing so many takes early on and then swings and misses now.
And Morneau laces it to the left field corner, but foul.
I always talk, Roy, about keeping that, for a right-hander, keeping that left shoulder in as long as possible, and that helps hide that ball. But watch you see how he tucks that shoulder in, and all of a sudden there goes the baseball.
Yeah, that's really good mechanics, isn't it, Bert? Not only does it hide the ball, but when that shoulder's in, it really helps you get the plane that you're talking about.
Well, that's a great angle right there, and Justin swings through that fastball, and Derek Holland picks up his 7th strikeout. That's a great angle right there, guys. Behind home plate, you can see exactly that ball. You really don't see the baseball till he releases it. He hides it so well. He's got a good moving fastball here tonight.
Twins have 2 hits, a little squibber off the bat of Casilla and a line drive home run off the bat of Delman Young. Delman took ball 1 and clobbered the second pitch. Outside, ball 1. And a little number. And Young will get an infield hit. Very similar to Casillas, except up the third baseline a little bit. And then a little indecision between the catcher and the pitcher as to who was going to field it.
Yeah, a little miscommunication right here. You'd like your catcher to go out because, especially Holland being a left-handed, pitcher, he's got to spin around. So Torrey all but thought about it, and then by the time it was too late, plus Holland was right in front of him.
That measured at 30 feet. The home run measured at 380 feet. Our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
Delman getting hold of one, his second home run of the year, a line drive home run leading off the second inning. And that tied the game at 1 apiece.
Here's Valencia. And fouled over the Twins on deck circle. Valencia on a check swing. Struck out right after Young's home run.
Holland threw him a nasty slider down and in, and Valencia unable to hold up.
Strike on the outside corner. And a call, third strike. Strikeout number 8. And a lot of them have been on call third strike.
Well, the most strikeout that Holland has had in a ball game, you have to go back to April when he struck out 9 in a ball game. Career high 10 strikeouts came back in 2009 against the Mariners.
As you said, he went the distance against the Indians his last time up, but the Indians, as we saw, their lineup struggling to score runs. But he's taking advantage of a generous strike zone here tonight. Here's Luke Hughes.
Oh, come on, he's throwing strikes.
He's throwing it near the strike zone.
Yeah, he'll be swinging a bat, boys.
Hughes went down swinging his first time up.
Vic, you just moved up in my umpire's pool.
Having never seen him before. There's a strike at the knees.
Might be in the top 5 right now.
Vic Carapazza. Foul back. Twins opening up a 10-game homestand, hitting a rare home run to tie the game up.
Holland's 60th pitch of the ball game. Slider down and in. 41 strikes of the 60 pitches he's thrown. 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Giving up 3 hits, 1 home run, and then 2 swinging bunt hits.
And Hughes put away another 3 strikeout inning for Derek.
Who's he think he is, Nolan Ryan or something?
9 strikeouts already. pitched well. So has Nick Blackburn. Our AT&T trivia question: who holds the Rangers club record for strikeouts in a game? Well, the obvious answer is too obvious, so it must be wrong, right?
Yeah, that's what I told Derek Holland. I said, who do you think you are, Nolan Ryan or something?
So that's the obvious answer, but it can't be him. Probably somebody like Bobby Witt, who struck out a lot of guys and walked a lot of guys. Bouncer right side. Moreland is quickly retired for the first out of the fifth. Who else have been the great strikeout pitchers from the Texas Rangers? Maybe you. What?
No, I don't think. I think you might be right with Bobby Witt. Gaylord Perry picked up a lot of strikeouts when he had that good sinker working.
A sinker?
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that.
Ferguson Jenkins, who had over 3,000 strikeouts, wore a Ranger uniform for a while. But I kind of like Bobby Witt too.
Up high, ball one. Torrealba doubled down the left field line. Rangers got him as far as third base on Chavez's sacrifice bunt, but then Blackburn struck out Andrus and got David Murphy. Once you get used to the strike zone, it's kind of fun. If it's between the batter's boxes, it's a strike.
Come on, those are pretty good pitches. I think our Fox track shows them that they're right there on the corner.
Up the middle, and it'll bleed through. Torrealba has his second hit, a one-out single. Voting is ongoing for the 2011 All-Star Game in Phoenix. Vote for your favorite Twins and your favorite players at twinsbaseball.com. Visit twinsbaseball.com and cast your ballot up to 25 times now for your All-Stars. Vote early, vote often, vote today at twinsbaseball.com. Here's Endy Chavez, dropped down a sacrifice bunt his first time up. Tigers are leading Seattle 4-1 top of the ninth. Justin Verlander pitching for the Tigers. And the White Sox are leading Oakland 5-1 in the third inning. First game managed by Bob Melvin.
Yeah, Chavez, 33 years old. The Rangers have 6 different ball clubs he has played for. Had a season with the Mets where he hit over 300 back in 2007. Chavez first came up with the Royals back in 2001.
1-1.
Right on top of that plate.
Twins are trying to work him over inside, and you get another called strike in there.
Well, Rivera sitting inside. I guess you would say that's a ball too.
I'm not complaining. I just think we have a generous strike zone tonight.
I think everyone we've shown that ball has a little bit of that strike zone. Where's that pitch? Well, going back inside again. There it is. That should be a strike. Let's go, Vic.
2-2. Foul tip. Rivera can't hang up. You can ask a question online. carsoup.com/baseball.
How big should the strike zone be?
Mark Swindell of Oak Park Heights says, as a base stealer, what's the best count to run on? I'll ask you. How many stolen bases did you get?
I think we'll refer to Roy down in the camera well on that.
I stole slightly more than Bert did in my career, but only by a whisker. The best count to steal in is generally a count that you can anticipate after watching a pitcher anticipate a breaking ball or something slow. Right. Yeah. But and also after a pitcher has thrown a ball where you're pretty sure is not going to get a pitch out. So those are the two variables that they're looking at most of the time.
Blackburn threw him a changeup to get strike 3.
Yeah, strikeout number 4. And that's again why the Twins with a runner at first will go through more than one sign, because what Roy was talking about. Got a fastball right there, had some movement on it. And Chavez swings through it. And Blackburn's 4th strikeout. They'll go through more than one sign because some base runners will look in, to see maybe if it's just one sign being a, say, two fingers. Well, that's a breaking ball. So they'll have a tendency to maybe steal on that more than they would if they only see one finger being a fastball.
Breaking pitch taken for a strike by Andrus. He hit a liner to right field, and then Blackburn got a big strikeout of Andrus in the third inning. And now here's a liner hit to center field.
He left that breaking ball up a little bit.
Corey Albert checks in at second. So a pair of singles here in the fifth, and David Murphy will hit next.
Well, strike one was a breaking ball. This one here just left up. And good piece of hitting right there by Andrus. Gets his first hit. And for the Rangers, they're sixth.
Yeah, they're out hitting the Twins 6-3. Two of the three Twins hits have been little nubbers in front of the plate. And then, of course, the long home run by Delman Young. Ball one.
Oh, that's a big out right here for Blackburn. You'd like to end the inning right here. Josh Hamilton on deck. Good
swing and a miss.
Off-speed pitch there.
1-1. Remember when we got to Cleveland, everybody with the Indians saying about how good the Rangers were. And the Rangers at home lost 2 out of 3 to Detroit, the team that swept the Twins in Detroit to start the road trip. Well, we're in the fifth inning. Shouldn't take anybody by surprise that. How about if I put it this way? The corners are being called.
Well, again, that ball's right on the corner. I mean, are you supposed to throw it right down the middle? The idea of pitching is work the corners, and I think both pitchers have done a good job of that.
Yeah, the corners of the batter's box.
Doesn't matter.
He's a hitter, you're a pitcher.
There's a corner there.
1-2 to David Murphy. See where this pitch is.
Let's just pull out a T then, guys.
Well,
okay, that's outside.
Okay,
that's outside.
All right, 2-2.
Beautiful evening here at Target Field.
2-2. Punch to left field. Delman Young ends the inning. Couple of singles for the Rangers. They're left on base. It's still 1-1.
Here's 1-1 halfway through You're in the winner's circle right now for the Minnesota State Lottery. $100 in scratch-off tickets. These are the best signs in the building. They came from Texas. Mike and Sarah here are teachers in Texas. No better to start your summer vacation here at Target Field, cheering against the Texas Rangers.
Right. We're big fans of the Twins, and we couldn't be happier to be here tonight.
Fans, make those signs. Maybe you'll get in the winner's circle and get 100 scratch-off tickets. Guys, it's the old reverse hex trick, the oldest trick in the book out here in left field.
Thank you, Kevin. You are hereby circled.
Rene Rivera leading off the fifth for the Twins, taking ball one from Derek Holland. And now a drive to right center field, slicing toward the gap. It's going to one-hop the fence, and Rivera goes to second. And he is safe, and just barely. Andy Chavez with a strong throw that nearly got Rivera at second base.
Yeah, Eddie Chavez out in right field. Played to Karam perfect. Rivera hitting the ball sharply the other way. His third double of the year. Got a fastball and hit it. And watch Chavez play the Karam. Gets it back in. And a quick slide. Keep your hand on the bag after he got through the bag for the double. Leadoff double.
See what Tolbert does here with Rivera just touching the bag before the tag. Tolbert lined out to Beltre his first time up. Here he might be asked to bunt. Takes it inside, up around the hands. And Adrian Beltre calls for time. He wants to chat with Holland. This is one of those plays you keep saying you want the bunt to go to the third baseman, but you've got to angle it just right with that left-handed pitcher coming off the mound, right?
Right. And, you know, Holland right there, his job, I'm sure, as Moreland's going to be charging in from first to cover that area toward that third base line.
He takes a strike. Rivera not blessed with an abundance of speed, so you do have to be somewhat exact in dropping this bunt down.
And Moreland being a left-handed first baseman too. I mean, he's going to be coming in, so if you bunt it too hard that way, Beltre is going to backpedal and go toward third base.
Pulled the bat back, I think. Dana Demuth says yes. 2-1.
Dana Demuth, the crew chief here of the four umpires.
There, it almost looked like he offered it.
Yeah, I thought he went.
2-1. 3-1 with Revere on deck.
Now look down at Steve Little. Steve Little just claps his hands.
If there's such a thing as a good pitch to hit, there's also a good pitch to bunt. And Tolbert hasn't picked one out that he likes yet.
See if they let him swing away right here too. He's going to get a fastball.
Pretty good bunt, but it goes foul. So now it's a full count. That might change everything for the Twins.
Tolbert pretty good at bunting and also pretty good in situational type hitting. So the ball went foul.
Oh, I love that super slow-mo.
His job right here, guys, is to get that runner over to third base. This is Twins type of baseball. It's really, really important, and that's why he's been bunting. He thought that was his best chance, but he's really got to get the guy over.
And even on that pitch right there, just still trying to hit it the other way. You know, when you have a lot of your big boppers out of the lineup, Roy, these are the little things that you have to do.
It's really true. This is little things like this that a lot of times fans don't realize, but getting this runner to third base is a big job. It's a very important job right here. That's great work. Oh, no.
Safe there, safe there. Twins got away with it because Rivera kind of got hamstrung about what to do once he saw the ball get over the mound, and here comes Ron Washington. Middle infielders are arguing with Paul Howard as well.
They're saying, Andra saying that he touched Rivera before he got back to the bag. You're kind of in no man's land as a base runner because Rivera thought about going to third because, you know, he had to freeze because was Holland going to be able to catch the ball or not?
Well, we're going to show a replay, and I think we'll probably see that Andres touched Rivera right before he got to the bag. And Ron Washington continuing his appeal with Paul Nauert. Adrian Beltre was upset. From his angle, he thought he saw Andres touch the runner.
Well, look right here. I mean, he has to freeze right here, but the Holland unable to get it. And then the tag. Yeah. Oh, clearly he was tagged out. And then Tolbert hustling down the line. Tolbert will get on a fielder's choice. And a break for the Twins.
Out by plenty. So the Twins catch a break. First and second, nobody out. And we'll see if Revere is asked to bunt.
I'm sure he's asked to bunt right here.
So Holland gives up the ringing double off the bat of Rivera. Now he's got a real predicament here. He has, however, picked up 9 strikeouts, including Revere the last time he faced him. Good bunt. Beltre fires to third, and they got him. Wow. What a play and a quick release by Adrian Beltre.
Well, the Rangers knew the bunt was going to be on, and Beltre came charging in. I mean, he fielded this ball maybe about 20 feet from home plate. And then the quick release as Andres right there. You see him going. He's the third baseman now. And they get the force out at third base.
That's the key. You didn't need to put a tag on. A pretty good play by the third baseman, maybe even a better play by the shortstop to get there before the runner.
That's a terrific play all around. They call that the wheel play, where the shortstop comes in, fakes in behind the runner to get him to go back to second base, and then charges for third, and the third baseman charges for the plate. If the bunt's bunted relatively hard at the third baseman, they've got to play there, but the shortstop has got to be able to get there, and he just barely got to the bag when the ball was getting there. Beltre made a terrific play, and so did the shortstop, staying on the bag.
Here's Casilla hitting, and he bounces it to third. And Casilla beats the relay. There is a force at second, with Young just barely keeping a foot on the bag. So now suddenly first and third, and 2 away.
Well, we've seen Beltre make some good plays. I mean, he comes in and he charges that ball, gets it on a short hop, quick release to Young. Young steps toward the infield, and it's only the speed of Casilla that stays out of the double play.
Yeah, that bird, and the fact that the throw was just a little bit into the runner there, where Michael Young had to adjust his footwork. If Beltre had been able to throw that ball right over the bag where Young was comfortable with his normal pivot, I think they'd have got him. But he had to take an extra step and a half to get rid of the ball, and that extra step and a half, Alexi was taking the extra couple of steps too, and that's what beat it.
Kadair takes ball 1. Had some interesting plays, almost all of them involving Adrian Beltre. Last couple plays. 1-0 to Kadair, and time called.
He's kind of putting it on a clinic over there at the hot corner,
Boy,
isn't he, guys? I mean, it's just about, as Dick, you said, just about every kind of play, and he's made everyone flawlessly.
A high drive to left center field. This is hit a ton. This is gone.
Well, the Twins did everything they could to get 1 run. All the bunts, all the infield plays that happened before this pitch right here. Michael Kadair, his 8th home run of the year, the 3rd 3-run home run by the Twins this season, and it's a big one. Twins lead 4-1.
Here's Morneau. You talk about an unlikely 4 runs for the Twins, who had a very good road trip, but they had over the last 7 games a couple of really meaningless solo home runs by Michael Cuddyer, and most of the runs were scored with the bunt. Now they've got 4 runs on 2 home runs in a ballpark where they've struggled to hit home runs.
Well, Rivera led off the inning with a double. The Twins tried everything to get that runner over to third. Finally, runners at first and third and 2 outs, and Cuddyer gets a fastball and hits it out of the ballpark.
Morneau gets a 2-0 breaking ball, a swing and a miss, and the extra out they got when the second base umpire appeared to miss a call. Really, he's come back to bite Derek Holland. 2-1. Tap foul, 2-2.
Cuddyer, you watch him, he is so strong. He makes great contact there. And that ball hit into the bullpen area. That's a poke.
2-2. Morneau rolls one, trying to beat the shift. Young in short right field, throws him out. The inning starts with a double off the bat of Rene Rivera and a big 3-run, 2-out home run by Michael Cuddyer. The Twins have a 4-1 lead.
Forecast for tomorrow's game. Well, it does remain cloudy across the region. However, moisture makes its way back into the forecast, so we are expecting a shower or 2 outside of Target Field with winds out of the east-northeast.
See, my family's trying to convince me that it was 103 degrees here the other day. I'm not buying it. Strike 1 to Josh Hamilton. I mean, how could it be 103 one day and just 54 degrees a couple days later?
What happened to spring?
3-run home run from Michael Cuddyer has the Twins in front by 3, and now 1-1 to Josh Hamilton. His home run in the first inning with the bases empty, the only Texas run of the night.
Yeah, Blackburn doing a good job. 74 pitches right now.
Little number. Blackburn bare hands it, got to hurry, and the throw is wild and into the seats. In addition to everything else, Hamilton runs like the wind. And I think when Blackburn looked up and saw how far he was down the line, he might have been a little bit surprised.
They got be a little quicker to get that ball. Blackburn kind of took his time to get to that ball. It's swinging bunt, and then sets up. He does everything right. You want a crow hop, but that throw up the line and then bouncing into the crowd. So an error will be charged on Blackburn. And Hamilton stands at second base.
And I believe a hit, maybe not, given to Hamilton. They've
give him a hit.
They've marked the error, not the hit yet. They do now. Yep, a hit and an error. Here's Young. Fouled away. Young struck out in his first plate appearance and then hit a comebacker to Blackburn. And on the outside corner, Young was called out on a similar pitch back in the first inning.
Well, Young, a veteran, he knows what his job is here too. You'd like to come back and score 3, but you win ball games by doing little things, and see if Young tries to hit the ball the other way.
Rivera gets enough of it to keep Hamilton at second. Tigers beat the Mariners 4-1. Important score for both the Twins and the Rangers, who lead the Mariners by now 3 games.
Oakland A's have been struggling. Angels have been struggling as of late, scoring runs.
Oof. 1-2 to Michael Young. Got him looking. And Young just walks away.
Strikeout number 5 in a ball game for Blackburn, getting Young twice on call third strikes. Boy, pitcher's pitch right there, down and away.
So 1 down, that brings up Beltre. Skip into center field. Hamilton's going to score, and it's 4-2. So Beltre gets his second single, and the Rangers get at least 1 here in the 6th.
Well, Beltre last year with the Boston Red Sox hit .321 in 154 ball games. That two-seamer kind of came running right back over that strike zone, and Beltre hitting it right back up the middle. Beltre driving in his 46th run of the year.
And that'll bring up Nelson Cruz. There's so much power in this Texas lineup. You can have a 3-run lead, and before you blink twice, it's gone. Here's Cruz representing the tying run. Ball 1. Cruz, the team leader, even though he's spent some time on the disabled list. Homered in the first 4 games for the Rangers this year. 2-0.
Yeah, he and Josh Hamilton came back off the disabled list the same day, May 21st. They both hit home runs that day. Got a lot of power out of that Texas Ranger lineup.
Bouncer to third, and that gets by Valencia. Beltre around second on his way to third. Young's throw cut off by the shortstop. So may very well be the second error charged to the Twins here in the 6th inning.
Well, for Danny Valencia, that'll be a 6th error. Ball kind of came up on him a little bit, laying back on it, and then the ball just got over his glove.
Likely would have ended the inning if Valencia had been able to field it and turn it into a double play.
Roy Smalley, that ball right there, does it eat him up because of a reason, or?
Yeah, that ball did eat him up, but I think Danny hesitated a little bit. You have to try to read the ball, even at third where it's reaction type plays more than anywhere else. You got to try to read that hop and go get it, because it is going to eat you up if it bounces that close to you. So you have to try to charge that ball and get the short hop if you can. And at the very least, when you're playing third, you got to play with your chest a lot. That probably got to hit you in the chest to stay in the infield, if at all possible. But I think if Danny had to do it over again, he'd have read that big hop and charged it. It's hard to do when it's hit that sharply.
Yeah, but what we've seen Beltre do is he charges the ball where Danny took right there, kind of took a step back.
Right, that's what I was saying. I think what we've seen with Beltre is that he's got a real quick instinct to read what hop he wants to get, and he would have charged that ball, I believe.
Rivera getting a different mask. And now the Rangers have the tying run at first, 1 away. Moreland you would think, capable of hitting into an inning-ending double play. Instead, he hits one to center field. Rivera's going to charge. Beltre will score. And the throw to second, not in time. So Revere hits the cutoff man, but Cruz alertly scampers to second. The Rangers have at least 2 here in the 6th.
Well, it sure looked like Casilla and Tolbert were telling Revere to throw to second base. There was going to have no chance of Beltre tagging up. And good base running right there by Nelson Cruz, because once he saw that ball in the air, he tagged up from first. And you can see the airmail more or less. And by the time that Luke Hughes could get it, Nelson Cruz gets into scoring position.
Maybe the first example of a team running on Ben Revere's short arm in center field. A lower trajectory throw might have kept the runner at first base.
Right. Well, Moreland would be credited with an RBI on that sacrifice fly, his 20th RBI of the year.
1 strike to Torrealba. So the Twins started the inning with a 3-run lead, and the Rangers playing small ball here in the 6th inning to all but tie it up. Fouled away, 2 strikes.
Well, you can't give a club more than 3 outs an inning, and I think we've seen this inning that Twins have given them, maybe this will be 5 outs. And if Blackburn charges that ball and does a little bit quicker on Hamilton, he's out at first base. I still believe a good throw would have got him, but he did get an infield base hit. And then the error by Valencia.
2 strikes to Torrealba, who already has a pair of hits tonight. Has the Twins ever had a better catcher at doing that than Rene Rivera? And I say that with all due respect to Joe Mauer and some of the great catchers that you had, but this guy's really, really good at blocking pitches in the dirt.
Well, it's how you get to the big leagues, and you stay at the big league level by doing this. You know, offensively, he's not, a Joe Mauer, but defensively, takes a lot of pride in calling games and also blocking balls.
1-2. He's saved about 4 or 5 bases here in this game.
I think Drew Butera also does a very good job of blocking the balls. Something that they work on a lot in spring training. I always wanted to be the guy that hit the fungos to the catchers in those drills. Yes, Roy.
You make a good point about the way he likes to, what pride he takes in calling a game too. I've watched him now for a long time. He really works with the pitchers and works them hard.
1-2. Got him. And a fist pump by the catcher Rivera as the Twins come off the field with the lead.
Well, at the beginning of the ball game, I said Blackburn's been pitching well because he works both sides of the plate, left-handers and right-handers. He's picked up 6 strikeouts along the way. Good pitch right there Also a very good pitch to Torrey Alba to end the inning on that good two-seamer down and in.
Frost brewed Coors Light freeze can. Delman Young with a couple of hits, including a solo home run in the second. He'll lead off the sixth, be followed by Danny Valencia and Luke Hughes. Cracked foul, 2 strikes.
Holland with 81 pitches in the ball game, just 2 mistakes, the home run to Young and then the 3-run home run to Kadire.
Popped up, it's back and out of play. The 5th inning when the Twins scored 3 runs and a lot of weird things happened, but it was the first inning the Twins didn't strike out against Holland.
Oh, on a 1-0 pitch, Delman Young got a fastball and hit a second home run, a line drive home run that tied the game at 1 apiece.
And foul away. The Twins have waited, and you do wonder what it's going to take to unlock Delman Young's season. Maybe 1 at bat is enough to do it. You can get involved in the game. Let us know who you think will be the Arby's value player of the game. Text the word value, followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234-234. Confidence is such an important part of any endeavor, athletic or otherwise, and Delman obviously has not been swinging the bat with a lot of confidence. See what he can do to improve a 2-for-2 night. Now to the shortstop. Andrews can't make the play, and Young's got a 3-for-3 night. He's going to try for second base, and he is out. So Young tried for the extra base.
And there's that Beltre again.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times you'll see third basemen on a play like this just kind of stay around third. As soon as that ball got past Andrus, Beltre hustling over there to get that ball off the glove. Looks like it's going to be an infield base hit. He gets by the shortstop, and here comes Beltre from his third base position. Delman Young seeing it and then trying to get into scoring position. Head first slide, but Young tags him out.
Danny Valencia takes up and away, ball 1. Well, it started with his great play when he backhanded Tolbert's smash leading off the 3rd inning. He's putting on a fielding clinic at third base. Another one headed up the middle.
Let's see if Beltre can get that one.
So a couple of scratch singles for the Twins to start the 6th inning, but 1 out, 1 on for Luke Hughes. Valencia will take all of those he can get.
Well, Young going back, you know, and I don't think even if he had been able to catch that ball, he would have been able to get Danny Valencia at first base.
Well, Luke Hughes gets a chance here. One more chance against the left-hander Holland. He hasn't been able to touch him. He's gone down swinging twice. 1 strike. One and one.
Hey, Roy, when you're, you know, Dick just said, you know, he's been unable to make contact really with Holland. Do you try to do anything different as a hitter when you're up there the 3rd time and you struck out, you know, swinging the first 2 times?
Yeah, I try to make contact.
I mean, is it quicker bat or?
You know, it's a lot of times it's really confusing. You feel like you're swinging right through the ball. Right. His timing is just a little bit off. He's a little bit behind. And I think I think we've talked about Holland being sneaky with that fastball. Luke Hughes is really having trouble. His timing is really off. The ball's getting on him before he's really ready to swing.
Gets a piece of it.
Oh, there's contact. There you go.
Time now for our Pepsi Max in-game box score.
Well, the Twins with 7 hits, 2 of them big hits. The home run by Young, and then the biggest so far in this ball game, the 3-run home run by Michael Kadire in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Contact to right center field. Chavez in the gap makes the catch. And that's out number 2.
Well, there you go, Roy. We got contact.
You know, I was just going to say, to answer your question more directly, Bert, when I was really just struggling like that, where I just couldn't figure out why I was swinging and missing, I'd try to do something drastically different, like just hit the ball the opposite field. Just try to, even though I want to pull the guy, if it's not happening, then do something else. Try to hit the ball, get off the plate, let the ball get back, and just slap it the other way. Do something to get yourself into contact mode.
Rivera doubled to the gap in right center field to start the 3-run 5th inning.
Yeah, he got a fastball in his last at bat and hit it the other way.
Third double for Rivera. He's also hit a home run. One strike.
Good swing right there.
Holland was on his way for a while, but who does
I'm
hold?
going to take Nolan Ryan.
Okay. Nice. Just under the wire there, too.
What the heck? Should have had Dick behind the plate. I would have had 17.
Breaking ball over for a strike. Of all the records in baseball, you talk about DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak. Ryan's strikeout record is to me, the #1 untouchable record.
I agree. 5,714, I remember. That's incredible, because I know when Nolan came up in the late 60s with the Mets, and I came up in 70, there was Walter Johnson with 3,500 and I believe 8 strikeouts, somewhere in there. And that, at that time, it stood so long, and you thought nobody would ever do that. And then Nolan did it, 2,000 more strikeouts.
Holland just picked up strikeout number 10. We've got a 4-3 ball game.
Yeah, that ties a career high for Derek Holland, and he's been clocked as high as 95 and Blackbird at 91 on our CenturyLink high-speed pitch.
Brought to you by CenturyLink high-speed internet.
I want to correct myself. Walter Johnson had 3,509 strikeouts. I said 8. So,
but that was
Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry,
so far out there, right?
Oh yeah, I mean it was like, nobody's going to get that.
And then you got it.
Well, yeah.
And Ryan got another 2,000 strikeouts on top of it.
Yeah, unbelievable.
One strike to Andy Chavez, leading off the Texas 7th. And a liner over the glove of Tolbert, and the Rangers get their leadoff man on again. Blackburn has not only pitched into the 7th inning, he has pitched well against this Texas lineup.
Fastball up, and Chavez with that level swing. He's almost like a Ben Revere. He wants to make good contact and utilize his speed. He gets his first hit.
Box Tracks brought to you by Carrier. Here's Andrus with Valencia in on the grass at third. And a runner goes in the first pitch, and the ball fouled off the head of Andrus. So Chavez took off, and Andrus fouled it into the dirt and then off his helmet.
Yeah, maybe a little hit and run put on right there, and put off the side of the helmet. Chavez has good speed, 90 stolen bases in his career. Been caught 30 times.
Rivera threw out Cruz in the second inning. And there's a bunt, and Rivera will try to make the play. Perfect throw to Hughes, and on the play, Chavez advances to second. Arby's and Fox Sports North giving you a chance to win a trip for two to Fort Myers, Florida. Go to an Arby's, pick up a Good Mood Food Code card every Friday, and log on to FoxSportsNorth.com. Click on the Fan Zone tab, enter the code for the chance to win. Got to be a member of the Fan Zone, though. Got to be 18 or older, though. Visit FoxSportsNorth.com for complete contest details.
Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, out to talk to Blackburn. Quick trip to the mound by Rick Anderson.
Because a couple starts ago, Francisco Liriano was a little iffy because of his shoulder. And then the Twins were holding Anthony Swarzak back in the event Blackburn had some issues tonight. He has not. Twins bullpen actually in pretty good shape with James and Hoey warming up here in the seventh.
Well, Murphy 0 for 3. Now Blackburn's been able to get him to fly out to Delman Young his last two at-bats on changeups. That Murphy was a little out front and created that pop up to left field.
One down, Murphy, and then Hamilton. Lifted foul into the seat. So the importance of the sacrifice bunt. Whether the Rangers score or not, the sacrifice almost guarantees that Hamilton, their best hitter, is going to get a chance here.
Good changeup right there, and again Murphy out front a little bit, fouled it off.
One strike to David Murphy. To center. And Chavez looks at his third base coach to see whether they should tag, and the Rangers are going to run on Ben Revere. So I really do believe it's the first time since Revere's called up that we're seeing teams take advantage of his arm.
I'd like to see Casilla go out further than stand right there at short. He's got to go out further so Ben Revere doesn't have to make as long as throw. And I was watching Casilla. I was wondering if he was going to go out, and he just kind of stayed at second at his shortstop position.
So two down, the tying run at third, and here's Hamilton. And we'll see how aggressively the Twins pitch him. They won't let him hit, and they'll take their chances with Michael Young.
Well, you play the percentages right here. Hamilton, of course, an outstanding hitter. Again, last year led the American League in hitting. And Young still a tough out. But Blackburn been able to get him 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. So the first walk by Blackburn is an intentional walk.
And it'll put the go-ahead runner on, but Hamilton's already hit one about 800 feet and gotten an infield hit. Twins bullpen's been up to some crazy antics lately. Tyler Mason talks to members of the bullpen to find out more. Plus, watch all of the crazy pregame ritual videos on FoxSportsNorth.com. Going to have a challenge by August or September trying to keep that act original. They've had a canoe. They've had a bobsled race, and today I think it was a sprint. Here is Michael Young with 2 on and 2 out. Grounder to second.
It worked.
The strategy works.
Yep.
And the Twins hang on to that 1-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th. First now, the 7th inning stretch brought to you by Medica. Sports North is brought to you by McDonald's. Right now, you can get 20 crispy McNuggets for just $4.99 at McDonald's. By CenturyLink. Quest is becoming CenturyLink. CenturyLink. Your link begins here. Find out more at CenturyLink.com/link. And by Goldman Sachs. For all the reasons you invest. Mutual funds from Goldman Sachs. One-run Twins lead. Matt Tolbert leading off the bottom of the 7th inning.
Oh, Nick Blackburn, 101 pitches. His night might be done. We don't know. Looks like he's going to stay in the ball game, so good. Blackburn saying he was all right. Ron Gardenhire came over, said he was fine.
Liner to center. Chavez comes in, and Tolbert has hit the ball on the button twice for 2 outs.
This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins that may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Here's Ben Revere. Revere reached on a fielder's choice, the disputed play at second base when it looked like Rivera had been tagged out. Paul Nauert ruled everyone safe, and then a couple of at-bats later, Kadire hit one into the bullpen. 1 strike. Two strikes to Revere. Struck out in the 3rd against Holland.
Yeah, Holland has 10 strikeouts in a ballgame. That ties a career high for young Derek Holland, just 24 years old, making just his 44th major league start.
Revere drew a walk in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, and then hit the chopper over the mound in the 5th.
That was pitch number 170 for strikes.
Ouch, off the knuckles.
That's trouble.
Holland makes a nice play. The pickup spinning and firing to get the speedy Ben Revere out, number 2.
Well, we've seen a lot of this off of Derek Holland. A lot of swinging bunts. And right there, I mean, Revere hustling down that line, but Holland, nice, quick. That's what Blackburn should have did against Hamilton. Just how quick he was. Holland got off that, off the mound quickly and got to speedy Revere.
2 down. Here's Casilla. He had a swinging bunt and beat it out for a hit in the 3rd. Casilla had been hitting the ball hard through the Kansas City series. He's got a bunt hit in the Cleveland series and the swinging bunt here in the 3rd inning tonight. 1-1. Push bunt, and Casilla will be tagged out.
A little too hard.
3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 7th. On to the 8th. The Twins up a run. the game. Twins going deep a couple of times.
Well, it was Josh Hamilton in the first inning off of Nick Blackburn. He clobbered one, made it a 1-0 Ranger lead. But in the second inning, Delman said, you know what, I can do the same. And he hits a solo home run. That tied the game at 1 apiece. The Twins ended up making it a 4-1 ball game thanks to Michael Kadire. A big 3-run home run in the 5th inning. But the Rangers came back with 2 unearned runs in the top of the 6th off of Blackburn.
1 strike to Adrian Beltre. Foul ball picked up by Valencia. 2 strikes.
Nice play by Danny Valencia, actually, right there, guarding the line a little bit.
Sounded like he cracked his bat, and Beltre will get a new one.
Well, good to see Nick Blackburn here coming out for the 8th inning. 102 pitches for Blackie.
We've seen more and more, haven't we? Yeah. The manager and the pitching coach giving the pitcher the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? That's why I think the bullpen has been so effective over the last 7 ball games, because they haven't had to use the bullpen guys as frequently. Starters have been going deeper. Carl Pavano had the complete game on the trip.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. It's almost like the chicken and the egg argument. Are the relievers doing better because they're being used less, the starters are pitching deeper, or are the pitchers asked to go deeper because the bullpen has had some issues in the past?
Well, I think it's twofold, Dick, but I think, you know, the biggest thing for Rick Anderson told us before the game is that basically, you know, the starters are going deeper, but everybody's kind of feeling like they're not trying to do too much out there anymore as far as the bullpen, trying to relax a little bit. There are a lot of names out there in that Twins bullpen that do not have a lot of major league experience.
Blackburn just missed the outside corner. We've had a ample strike zone here tonight. Blackburn tried to get the veteran Beltre. The pitch just off the plate.
Hey, we've had 16 strikeouts. That's, you know, it should be that way.
I stand by my story. We've had an ample strike zone tonight.
Nolan Ryan can do that by himself. It took 2 guys to get 16.
1-2. Blackburn trying to get the leadoff man here in the 8th. And Beltre seems to be getting some pretty good swings on Blackburn.
Yeah, they went inside. Beltre turned on it right there, a changeup, but Beltre a little out front. And Danny Valencia trying to guard that line at third base. They want that ball hit between he and the line.
And Tolbert over to first. 1 down.
Good job by Tolbert the way that he attacked that ball.
If you're an outdoor enthusiast, I am. Fox Sports North Outdoors is your home for the best outdoor programming Saturday and Sunday mornings. You can learn about hunting and fishing, planning your next outdoor adventure. It's presented by Menards, Fox Sports North Outdoors, and you can watch it Saturdays at 6 in the morning, Sundays at 8 in the morning on Fox Sports North. 1 gone in the 8th. Here's Nelson Cruz. Ball 1.
9 ground ball outs for Nick Blackburn to go with 6 fly ball outs. Also 6 strikeouts.
That's going to tie the game.
Ouch.
Cruz into the 3rd deck. The Rangers have hit 2 mammoth home runs here tonight, and it's 4 apiece.
Well, he left a changeup up, and Cruz did not miss it. This is the first time at Target Field I've seen a ball hit up there.
That far out from the foul pole. My goodness, I think Corey Hart hit one down the line.
I was going to say, a lot of fans will throw that ball back, and you're going to hurt your arm.
Well, he made a mistake to Hamilton and paid for it. And this ball was just absolutely crushed. One of the longest ones hit here. And Blackburn will come out. In a tie game, he can't win it, but he went 7 1/3 innings on a night when the Twins weren't sure about the status of his bat. Of opportunity as the Twins turn the game over to what's been a really good bullpen lately.
Yeah, over the last 7 ball games, of course, the Twins are 6-1. The bullpen has worked 16 innings, allowed only 1 run in the 16 innings, 8 walks, 9 strikeouts, and only 8 hits allowed. So the bullpen doing their job.
A run allowed on the Jack Hanahan home run pitched by Matt Camp. So just to amend what's been said here many times, it all comes down to relief pitching, relief pitching, relief pitching.
As long as you got the pitching in there. Jose Majaras coming into the ball game. He worked in yesterday's ball game, 1 shutout inning. He relieved Carl Pavano in the 8th inning, making his 24th relief appearance.
One and one. Moreland with a sacrifice fly his last time up, 0 for 2 officially. It's the inside corner. Foul back, another breaking pitch. The Rangers seem to be positioned to put some distance between themselves and the other teams in the division. As you mentioned, the Angels are really struggling to score runs. Oakland seems to be in a deep rut. They fired their manager today. The Mariners hanging in there, a couple games above the 500 mark. Actually just won now after the loss in Detroit. Half swing and a foul. The question at the start of the year was, well, yeah, how good would this Ranger team be without Cliff Lee? Would have been pretty good, and their pitching staff has been pretty good. 1-2 to Mitch Moreland. And Moreland's just going to punch one through the infield. Didn't hit it hard at all, and he just kind of steered it into center.
He kind of jammed himself. Majaras threw him a bunch of breaking balls, and this one kind of left inside, and Moreland just fought it off and hit it up the middle. Majaras kind of turned around after he threw the pitch and looked at Rivera and said, you know, where else do you want it? Well, could have hit it at somebody. That would have been better.
Torrealba with a pair of hits, a double, a single, and then Blackburn struck him out the last time he faced him. Up and away, ball 1. The average climbing for Torrealba is, after a terrible month of May. Mike Napoli, the other catcher, actually got a lot of the playing time in May because of Torrealba's struggles at the plate.
Well, Napoli has more power, so he fits, I think, better in that offense. But, you know, Torrealba, 260 career hitter. Last year with the Padres, hit 271. Hit 7 home runs in 95 ball games.
1-1. Close enough.
So be swinging, boys.
That's to center, and Revere safe, no catch. They're ruling no catch. It's the first base umpire Dana DeMuth, who was at the first baseline, who made that call, and here comes Ron Gardenhire. Revere with a huge gamble. If that ball had gotten by him, the Rangers would have taken the lead by at least a run.
Well, sure, it looked like I saw some right there, yeah. From my angle, it looked like I saw the ball hit right in front of Rivera's glove, and we just showed it. It was kind of a trap by Rivera, and a dangerous play, like you mentioned, Dick. That ball gets by him, Rangers take a lead.
That wasn't like the ball in Cleveland Delman Young hit in front of Grady Sizemore, where the ball just hit the ground and rolled about 8 feet. That ball would have skipped all the way to the fence because it was stung pretty hard. And I don't doubt that Revere might have thought he caught the ball. It was that close. But clearly it did land safely. And it's the third straight Texas hit, second in a row against Maharas.
And Ron Gardenhire, while he is out there, just going to turn around and looks like we're going to make a pitching change. Or just bring in the infielders.
No, he's going to make the change. And so we'll have a pitching change. Maharas giving up a couple of hits here in the 8th with the Rangers threatening to take the lead. For the next week, you can bid and raise valuable money to assist in the battle against breast cancer. Drew Butera had the 2011 Twins team sign his game-worn catcher's gear, and it now can be yours. You can log on to twinsbaseball.com tonight and place your bid. All the proceeds will benefit the Susan G. Komen for the Cure. A lot of jerseys around, autographed jerseys and all that, but that's a unique item. Well, here's the bullpen gimmick today. That's how they got out to the bullpen, and this game will be decided by at least the Twins bullpen. Alex Burnett next up out of the chute.
Yeah, 22nd relief appearance for Alex Burnett. In the 16 1/3 innings, they allowed 19 hits, 11 earned runs with 10 walks with 11 strikeouts.
Andy Chavez had been lifted for a pinch hitter. Ron Gardenhire checked with the home plate umpire to see whether Gentry had been announced. He was, so that's why the Twins brought the right-hander in to face Gentry. Chavez had gone 1 for 2 with a sacrifice. Rangers trying to take their first lead since Hamilton's first inning home run. They've tied it here in the 8th. First and second, one away. Right on the outside corner.
Yeah, Gentry, 27 years old, in his 3rd season with Texas. Started the season down in AAA. Got called up on May 7th when Nelson Cruz was put on a disabled list.
Known as a good defensive outfielder. A chance to pinch hit here with runners at first and second and one out. And Gentry looks back at Vic Carapazza and says, man, those pitches look outside.
Hey, you've been sitting on the bench this whole game. Haven't you been watching? Swing the bat. Good pitch.
But, you know, Burnett's probably paid attention. He says, hey, look, if not, Rivera's probably told him, we got a big strike zone today. Let's use it.
Again, you expand that strike zone by hitting the glove. And watch Rivera right here. Ahead in the count.
come inside, get a busted bat. Out at second, safe at first. Well, Valencia had some options there. One of them was to try to tag the runner and maybe throw across, run to the bag, get the lead runner, but he tried for the double play.
Well, Gentry got down that line pretty quickly right here. This is a right play. Go for the double play. Quick turn by Tolbert, but Gentry just beat it out.
So now the go-ahead run is at third base. And Elvis Andrus, the hitter. 1 for 3 with a sacrifice bunt.
Keep an eye on Gentry. He has 5 stolen bases in 5 attempts. So he's got some speed on his side.
Check swing and a belt high strike. And Andrus asking the home plate umpire, did I check my swing or was it a called strike? I think given the nearly 3 hours of balls and strike calling, he said it was a called strike. 0-1 to Andrus. Missing inside. Boy, Burnett has really grown into this role. Last year he started out okay and then seemed to struggle a little bit, was sent back down. Twins need somebody to get outs in the 8th, and he stepped in and done a nice job. Runner at first goes, and the ball hit the batter. And so Andrus will go to first, and that'll load him up for Murphy. So Burnett hits Andrus to fill the bases.
Well, fastball in and maybe got him on the shirt as Andrus tried to jump out of the way. I didn't even know if that ball hit him.
So now they're loaded up for Murphy, who's 0 for 4.
Yeah, we've seen Ron Gardenhire use Alex Burnett the last couple times out to get that final out. And here comes manager Ron Gardenhire.
With the left-hand hitting Murphy at the plate and Craig James warmed up. Ron Gardenhire again is going to try to patch together this 8th inning. Knowing full well it's a tie game, there's nothing that's guaranteeing this game's not going to go extra innings, but another relief pitcher comes in the 8th. Inning here. The Rangers have tied the game up. The Twins have asked their 4th pitcher into the game here this inning. You can see the Twins have not done well at home here this year, but they've done well against the Rangers.
Yeah, they really have. And if you go back to the last 22 ball games that the Rangers have played in Minnesota, the Twins are 17-5. So right now the Rangers have lost 7 straight here in Minnesota.
David Murphy, the designated hitter, lifted, and James instead will face the dangerous Mike Napoli. An easy switch for Ron Washington to make. given the fact it's a DH spot, but the second catcher now is in the game.
Yeah, Napoli 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter. James making just his 4th appearance on the year since being called up from Rochester.
So here in the 8th, the Twins are going through their bullpen and the Rangers are going through their bench. Gentry pinch hit earlier this inning. And now Napoli is asked to pinch hit. 1-0. There's a strike. James in spot duty has done a nice job, as the numbers suggest. One and one with 2 away and the base is full. 2-1.
Well, Napoli last year with the Angels over the winter got traded to Toronto in the Vernon Wells trade. And then later in the month, like 4 days later, got traded from Toronto over to Texas Rangers. For Frank Francisco.
Two and one to Mike Napoli. And that hits the inside corner. And Napoli seemed content to make James throw strikes. When James was last in the major leagues, control was an issue. 29 2/3 innings with 20 walks.
Oh, good fastball right there, middle in.
Two and two to Mike Napoli. Popped up, foul, and out of play.
Well, in wins, Napoli hitting over 300 in losses, and I hope they're going to lose tonight. Not hitting very well.
He's the key to their team.
That's right. Come on, get them out right here. Twins will win.
Two and two. Bouncer to short. Casilla to Tolbert.
Twins win. Twins win.
Twins and Rangers tied at 4. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Stay with us after the game for Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. course, it always includes the Toyota post-game rep. We'll talk about the guy coming to the plate right now, Cuddy, crushing it earlier tonight. Our instructional will teach you how to field a wheel bunt. We'll hear from Ron Gartner and preview Game 2 tomorrow with Brian Dunsing. Bert, you made an early call on a Twins win. Let's see if they can get the run that leads to that victory right now.
Hey, we got Napoli out. Let's go.
The Rangers were hitting for about 24 minutes. There's Gentry out in center field. The Twins made 3 pitching changes, and the Rangers were hitting for 23.5 minutes. And the Rangers send Holland back out there. 1 strike to Cuddyer.
You don't think you should go back out there?
Poked foul.
Barrel of the bat going right to Holland's right.
Well, it's presumably the bat that Cuddyer used to hit the home run, and now it's gone.
Well, I had good wood last time.
2 strikes to Cuddyer. It'll be Cuddyer, Morneau, and Young here in the 8th.
Now he's got the black bat.
A little bit low.
Well, this is one thing that Mike Maddox and also the president of ball club, Nolan Ryan, is trying to get, their starters to go a little bit deeper in the ball game, take some of the pressure off the bullpen. Their starters combined 28 and 15 with an ERA of 3.45. One of the best in all of baseball as far as combined ERA. 109 pitches. They don't. That organization, Nolan's convinced them that it's not the 100 pitch count.
Cuddyer to right field. It's a hit. Cruz gets there in a hurry and a leadoff hit. No, the Rangers are going against the rules that had recently been established, and I think this is one of the examples here where, 24 minutes doesn't make any difference how many pitching changes the other team has had. It's still your game.
Right.
Now, if they had taken the lead, they may have gone to the bullpen and preserved the lead for Holland.
You see Gary Pettis right there, the first base coach, also the outfield coach, positioning his outfielders.
Morneau squaring to bunt and bunting foul. Now, he's not had much luck against Holland. And Beltre was playing about where a shortstop would normally be playing.
Right. I mean, that's a good try right there by Justin, because where Beltre was. All he's trying to do, it's not a sacrifice. He just wants to bunt the ball down that third baseline. Now Beltre moving in a little bit.
To right field. Cruz retreats to the warning track to make the catch, 1 away. And that'll bring up Delman Young.
That was a hanger right there, and we can see that Justin isn't Justin yet, because that ball normally he would crush, and you can see him shaking his head. That's a ball that he should have maybe hit for a 2-run home run.
Delman Young has 3 hits against Holland. He won't have a chance. Oh, my goodness.
See,
right
look
there.
at that pitch.
Yeah. Delman Young has 3 hits against Holland. He might get a 4th hit tonight, but it won't be against Holland. here today, but Derek Holland blew some of the Twins hitters away tonight.
Yeah, he tied a career-high 10 strikeouts in this ballgame, 7 1/3 innings. Both starters, Nick Blackburn, Derek Holland, both went 7 innings. Both of them kept their club in the game. You know, Holland made that one mistake to Kadire, the big 3-run home run, a home run to Delman Young. But both starters pitched well.
Holland leaves and gives way to the Texas bullpen, brought into play here in the 8th inning, starting with Mark Lowe.
Yeah, Mark Lowe making his 18th appearance. He started the season with the Rangers, got optioned out, and then came back about 3 weeks later, making his 18th appearance. 15 1/3 innings. He allowed 19 hits, 7 walks, and 11 strikeouts. Lowe in his second season with the Rangers.
Young started the night by hitting his second home run of the year.
Line drive home run that tied the game at 1 apiece. That in the second inning.
Three hits for Young.
Lowe, a sinker ball pitcher, hard slider and a changeup.
A towering pop-up, straight up in the air. Andres with the catch. That's as tall a one as you can hit, I think. 2 down. Twins and White Sox play Tuesday at Target Field, and it's a Sports Authority value pack game. Purchase a ticket at the U.S. Bank Home Run Porch and get a free Schweigert hot dog and Pepsi. Tickets are limited for the game, so call 833-TWINS tonight or visit twinsbaseball.com. Danny Valencia with the 2 walk-off hits here at Target Field this year, thereby the 2 most dramatic hits of the season, trying to get a big one here in the 8th.
Well, Lowe has not allowed a home run yet this year in 17 relief appearances.
Ranger outfield playing very deeply and swung around toward right field. On a strike. Valencia with a hit his last time up. Bouncer left side. Andres is up firing, and that ends the inning. We go to the 9th, tied at 4. Stay tuned for the Gander Mountain weekend weather update for Twins territory. It is a cool night here at Target Field. We've had some home runs, 2 for each team. Josh Hamilton has one of them, and he'll face Chuck James to start the 9th inning. Fouled back. Hamilton with one of the longest home runs hit to right field here, and then one of the shortest hits as well later in the 6th inning. Just hit a little number to the side of the mound and beat out Nick Blackburn's throw to the first base bag. 0-2.
I think you see the reaction by Hamilton right there. He thought that ball was outside, but he didn't say anything because I think that strike zone has been, like you mentioned, Dick, a little bit on the generous side all night.
And James strikes out Hamilton, who looks back at the umpire about strike 2.
Well, you can argue all you want, but you know, the home plate umpire has been giving it all night long. It's not like, you know, all of a sudden this strike zone got smaller. That's a pitch right there. You can swing through and say get upset. Maybe at strike 2, but you got a pitch to hit right there. Hitters are funny that way. I sat in the dugout so many times when, you know, hitters would complain about one pitch and then they swing at a pitch right down the middle and miss it, and then they're upset because strike 2 was called.
Well, James was asked to get a tough lefty in Hamilton. He got him. And now Ron Gardenhire coming to the mound here with Young and Beltre, veteran right-handed hitters, coming up.
Good job by Chuck James.
Yeah, he got the last out of the 8th, first out of the 9th.
Yep.
Last year, and some weird things happened.
Yeah, Vladimir Guerrero with bases loaded. He ended up getting a base hit, and then Michael Young was called out because he made contact right there with the third base coach, Dave Anderson. Alfonso Marquez.
Yep. Made the right call. Now the contact was incidental, but it did end the ball game with the Rangers threatening to tie it up or take the lead.
Yeah, the Twins won that game 6-5, and the Rangers, they were down 6-2 going into the 9th. And Matt Capps trying to get the save. He got the save, but thanks to Michael Young and Anderson touching hands.
Remember
Not
the
good
other
to touch hands.
The other series ended with Denard Span and Orlando Hudson colliding in short center field, with Span catching the ball for the final out. Well, here's Jim Hoey.
Well, the big thing for Jim Hoey is throw strikes. You know, 8 walks in 11 1/3 innings. He throws hard. He throws in the mid-90s, split finger, and then they're trying to get him to throw that slider a little bit more.
Late on the fastball and a foul, 1 strike.
Fastball clocked here at 93.
Young has had a frustrating game. He's been frustrated by the strike zone, called out on strikes twice. One strike. Hoey to Young. 1-1. Hoey, the 5th pitcher used, the 4th reliever used. And the guy who's already been called out twice on strikes can't be blamed for expanding the strike zone a little bit. 1-2. Joe Nathan had a bullpen session. Glenn Perkins has been throwing. Hope is they'll both come back soon. 1-2 to Michael Young. Got him. Peppered him with fastballs and got strikes 2 and 3 swinging, 2 down.
Yeah, 3rd time that Michael Young has gone down on strikes. The first 2, 1st and 6th inning, called 3rd strikes. He said that's not going to happen again. And that ball outside, but Young swings through it. So Hoey comes up out and picks up a strikeout.
And now Beltre, who's had an impactful game at the plate, more so in the field. There's some very alert defensive plays by Beltre.
I think Roy Smalley said it best. He put on a clinic, playing 3rd base.
Dirt.
Yeah, that's that split finger right there that Hoey has.
Ate up Rivera a little bit. We're going to give him a little time to recover. Do you ever feel sorry for your catcher when you threw one in the dirt and they blocked it and had to recover?
No, I think Tim Laudner, he called, I thought, a curveball one or a fastball one time, and he put down 2, and I hit him right in the chest protector. He was out of breath for a while. Did I feel sorry for him? Heck no.
1-1. Not at all surprised by
Tools
your
of
answer.
ignorance. Come on.
I know. 1-1. Another one in the dirt, blocked by Rivera. 2-1.
The ball's flying all over the place.
Rivera's going to get a little time there. That one may have gotten him in the throwing hand.
They take a beating back there.
You can see him pat his chest like it's my fault that my hand shouldn't have been out there to begin with.
It shouldn't be numb right now.
That's deep to the right field corner. And a foul ball. So Beltre with great bat speed, and he didn't get around on it, but he pushed it a long way down the right field line. 2-2.
Wow, fastball, Beltre. That ball just kept slicing foul.
He just struck out Young with a fastball about 8 inches off the plate.
A lot of the crowd on their feet.
High and deep to right. Kadire back. End of inning. Bullpen gets the job done again in the 9th. We'll see if somebody can be a hero for the Twins in the bottom. top of the 10th, some late inning dramatic.
Well, it was a lower part of the lineup that made the first 2 outs, and then Drew Butera with a double down the left field line. And then the leadoff hitter, Ben Revere, got the RBI single, and the Twins beat the Indians 3-2 in 10 innings.
Well, to the extent Twins fans are re-energized here that there might be a pennant race after all, Ben Revere is largely responsible for it with some key hits on the road trip. And Revere would hit 4th this inning if the guys can get on base. And it's Luke Hughes leading things off in the 9th, and here's what's happened so far.
Well, Michael Kadire, he got that 3-run home run in that 5th inning that gave the Twins a 4-1 lead, but the Rangers came fighting back. 2 home runs for the Twins, 2 home runs for the Rangers.
Hughes, Rivera, and Tolbert scheduled here against Mark Lowe. That's down the line and a fair ball. Hughes rounds first. He'll go to second. Fan interference is called, and Hughes starts the inning with a double. Beltre looking at the area around third base and asking Doug Eddings, are you sure that ball was fair?
Boy, Doug Eddings giving it right back to Beltre. And now Ron Washington out there to talk to the third base umpire. Beltre was guarding the line, but Luke Hughes, who had no success against Derek Holland, jumps on that first pitch. Beltre saying this ball was foul. Let's take a look right here.
Right there, it's fair.
It's the line. And then it looked like Beltre, I don't know if he touched it or not. And then fan interference down that left field line. So a leadoff double for Luke Hughes.
And Brian Dinkelman is going to hit for Rene Rivera. Now, this could be just a pinch hitting move, but remember, Rivera appeared to take a pitch on his throwing hand, and he may not be 100%, but Dinkelman, in a bunting situation, is asked to pinch hit for the catcher. Or is he? A swinging strike. So he got 1 strike to swing at, and now we'll see if the bunt is put up. If he can advance Hughes to third base, the infield would come in, the outfield would come in.
Got 2 good nasty sinkers down and away by Mark Lowe. And you stay away because you want that hitter. You see the movement on that fastball. You don't want that hitter to pull the ball.
Two strikes to Dinkelman. And time called. We saw Dinkelman with a hit in his major league debut in Kansas City.
Yeah, 1 for 6. Yeah, 1 for 6 so far.
0-2 to Dinkelman. Popped up, it's back and out of play. Dinkelman's first major league pinch hitting appearance, and it is a true pinch hitting appearance. Never a hint that he would bunt.
Torrealba, the catcher, going out to talk to Mark Lowe. Too good a pitch right there, about belt high, a little bit higher, and Dinkelman fouled it off. Dinkelman's mom and dad are here to watch him play his first game at Target Field. His wife is due in tomorrow.
0-2 to Dinkelman. At a piece. Of course, what this tells you is that Denard Span, who went through a battery of tests today, is not available. The veteran Span would be used here as a bench player if he were available to play.
There's Denard.
0-2. Again to Dinkelman. One away.
They pulled the string right there. Dinkelman way out front, so Lowe picks up a big strikeout.
And that'll bring up Tolbert.
Perfect spot.
Now, Tolbert dropped down a bunt in the 5th inning and reached on a fielder's choice. The 2 times he swung away, he's hit the ball right on the button for outs. Once as a right-handed batter. Actually, both times as a right-handed batter. 1 strike.
Fastball clock here at 96.
He's trying to take advantage of the leadoff double by Luke Hughes. Just missing it. It's 1-1. He pulled the string on Tolbert, who didn't bite.
Well, same pitch that struck out Dinkelman. Just a little low. Good pitch.
1-1 to Matt Tolbert. 2-1.
Yeah, Lowe getting that fastball in the mid-90s. Now everything has been away. Mike Maddox right there, talking to Ron Washington.
Two and one to the number 9 batter. Now back 2-2. Lowe coming over with Cliff Lee from Seattle last year. Trying to pitch around. He was leadoff double. Two and two to Tolbert. 3-2. First base open, and of course Tolbert's run doesn't mean a thing, but Ben Revere on deck.
Outfield for the Rangers pretty shallow.
Full count to Tolbert. Ball 4, and Tolbert draws a walk. Couple of check swings, and now Revere comes up with a chance to be a hometown hero.
Yeah, last 2 pitches look like breaking balls right there, and Tolbert able to hold up for ball 4.
And Revere, who in yesterday's game in Cleveland delivered the game-winning hit in the top of the 10th, has a chance to do it here in the bottom of the 9th.
And Ron Washington making a slow trip out to the mound.
And he's going to bring in a left-handed reliever. He's got some...
Arthur Rhodes, I believe. He's got some old left.
for their third walk-off hit. And it might come off the bat of Ben Revere, who was born in 1988, the same year Arthur Rhodes started his professional career.
Arthur Rhodes in his 20th major league season, 42-year-old left-hander. Then they have Darren Oliver out there. He's 40 years old, another left-hander. So Ron Washington, the Rangers relying on some older pitchers out of that left-handed reliever spots in the bullpen. But Arthur Rhodes, he's always been steady.
11-game hitting streak, looking for his first hit tonight. Again, he drove in the game-winning run in yesterday's game. It would have been just a hugely deflating loss for the Twins, with Matt Capps missing a save opportunity in the Hanahan home run. And Revere, who a lot of these fans who are standing here have watched him hit the ball so well on the road, now has a chance to get beaten up by his teammates on the field if he can get a hit here. On the inside corner, a strike.
Well, Rhodes signing as a free agent over the winter last couple of years with the Reds. He actually made the All-Star team last year at 39 years old, his first All-Star appearance.
All the way over the Texas dugout. Quickly it goes to 0-2. So far this year, Revere 2 for 12 against left-handers.
I said 39 years old. He was 41 last year when he made the All-Star team. California math.
0-2 to Ben Revere. Driven to left field. Hamilton retreats, and that's out number 2. So Revere put one airborne, and that'll leave it up to Casilla here in the ninth. Casilla, of course, got maybe the most famous non-playoff single in Twins history when he ended game 163 with a base hit against Detroit. Hughes runs pretty well at second. A hit to the outfield will, the Twins hope, end the ball game. Down and away, ball 1. Has hit the ball better left-handed than right-handed this year. His hit in the third inning tonight, just a little squibber in front of the plate, and he legged out. One and 0. 1-1. Big one against the White Sox to win a ball game late in the season a couple of years ago. Put the Twins in first place. Just off the plate, and that pitch has been called a strike earlier tonight.
See if he clips the corner. That good pitch.
2-1 to Alexi Casilla. Down the left field line. It's a game winner.
Magic continues against the Texas Rangers, beating them 8 straight dating back to last year. Garcia stayed back nicely on that breaking ball, and he knew it. It was in that left field corner. Luke Hughes scores the winning run.
Team that won 6 out of the 7 games at the end of the last road trip starts its longest homestand of the year with a dramatic win, the 3rd walk-off hit of the year, and Alexi Casilla, no stranger to those walk-off hits, delivers again.
Minnesota makes it 7 wins in their last 8 games. We'll take a look at the walk-off winner for Alexi Casilla. We'll hit the field for our instructional, how you run the wheel play to defend the bunt. And hear from Ron Gardenhire, all next on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink.